What's up, poker players? Hope you guys are out there killing it on the tables. We are still riding that downswing pretty hard over here. Had another losing session, $273 down on the session. We were negative variance once again. That EV line is way above our net one line. Let's take a look at the hands and see where it went right, where it went wrong, and how this giant pot did not go in our favor. Let's jump right into it. First hand we're taking a look at, we are playing short-handed. We are down to 4 players on this table at the 25 NL. Button limps, and we check in the big blind. 2 of us see the flop. Very small pot so far, only 60 cents in the pot. We wind up flopping a flush draw, as well as a double gut buster, and 2 overcards. This is an incredibly strong flop for our hand. So we lead out for 50, and we get 3 bets by the button to 5x our open. Our opponent obviously likes their hand. They've won 100% of 3 bets on the flop. That is a very large number, but we have so many outs in this, and I'm going to try to take advantage of a little bit of fold equity here. Even though our opponent only raises with very strong hands, I still think when we raise in this spot, we can get some hands to fold, like a lot of the 7s, a lot of the pairs that are over the board. We could possibly even get bottom 2 pair like our opponent has to fold when we bet in this spot. Since there was no pre-flop action, there could literally be any 2 cards in our hand, giving us a lot of straight possibilities out there. So I make it 3.5x the 250 raise, putting the pressure back on our opponent. And our opponent jams all in, and at this point we are pot committed, getting 2.29 to 1 on our money. And I do make the call. We are a 52% favorite to our opponent's 48, and that is exactly where you want to be in a pot like this. You are the favorite, you're getting your money all in. Not much more you can ask for, even though we are getting it in with a 10 high against our opponent's 2 pair. We hit an 8 on the turn, but the deuce on the river gives it to our opponent, taking down a big pot right there. And once again, we are off to a slow start. Now we're at the 200 NL. We open ace queen from under the gun +1. It is 3x, and we get a player recreational to our left who makes a call pre-flop. And we wind up flopping top pair, top kicker. I check. Our opponent bets 2/3 pot. I just make a call here. Turn is the 9 of diamonds. We check. Our opponent bets 19. I'm going to let my opponent bet away with his highly aggressive play. That aggression factor is about 3 times as high as mine, so I know that this player is going to be betting a ton of hands in this spot. So let's let him bluff away his money, bet his draws, and we will call him down pretty much the entire way. So I do make the call, and the river card is one that completes a lot of draws out there. Not a good card for us. A ton of hands got there. I check back, and our opponent does check the river, and we wind up losing this pot to a jack 10. We were ahead the entire way. I'm not too upset with the way we played it. I think maybe we could have put a raise in here at some point, even though our opponent does fold quite often to 3 bets. We were in the lead, and we were getting our opponent to bet. Our opponent might have folded if we let out on the flop or the turn here. Probably not the turn, but he might have folded if we let out on the flop. Pretty high fold numbers, but extremely high bet percentages. So I'm not too upset with the way we played it. I think he just got lucky with a jack on the river here. We were a 78.38% favorite on the flop. 70.45 on the turn. Not too upset with the way we play this one, but if you guys have different opinions, let me know down in the comment section. Now we got a little pocket aces at the 100 NL, playing short-handed here as well. It is 6 of us being dealt into this hand, and the under the gun player opens to 3x. Button calls. We are going to be putting in a 3-bet here, and we make it 12. 4x the open. Under the gun jams all in. Button folds. Easy call here with the aces. Make the call. It is aces against ace king. No outs going into the river, and we take down this pot of $84 with the pocket aces. They do hold once in a while, you guys. Once again, we have pocket aces. We are playing at the 100 NL table. We are in middle position. Folds us. We open for $3. We get a call from a regular to our left. We get a call from another regular in the cutoff. 3 of us see the flop. Flop is monotone, all hearts, queen high. We have the ace of hearts in our hand, and we have the aces here. I lead out for half pot, and we get a raise from the regular to our left. And if there's a spot we are going to be folding this hand, it is right now. And I really did think about folding here. Our opponent plays well in raised pots, shows down really well when raising on the flop, but we have aces. Not a good excuse, I know, but we do have the nut flush draw as well. So I make the mistake of calling here. I think if anything, I should have raised right there and gotten it all in. We were already pot committed when we make that call. Or at the very least, jam right here, no matter what this turn card is, unless it's a heart and we do have the nuts. But I do check. Our opponent bets 37. I make the call, reluctantly make that call, and there's an 8 on the turn, and we now have aces and 8s, but we still lose to a flush. I check. Our opponent gets the rest in. I cannot fold at this point. I am way beyond pot committed. I make the call, see that we are up against a flopped flush, and we give away over 100 big blinds with the aces. That was a bit of a mistake there. If you guys were in my shoes, what would you do on the flop? When you are facing this raise right here, would you guys be making the fold? Would you be jamming? Would you play it exactly like I did and just call down the entire way, which is a huge mistake? I totally regret the way I played that. Let me know what you think and what you would have done in this position. And now we are looking at pocket queens, playing at the 100 NL table. We are short-handed, playing six-handed, and we are under the gun, open, raising to $3. Big blind puts in a 3 bets. Big blind is a regular player, pretty good numbers. 3 bets fairly often, but does it with premium hands most of the time. I do make the call right here, and we see a flop of jack high, monotone once again. We have the queen of spades and the pair of queens over the board. Our opponent leads out for less than a third of the pot. Very interesting bet sizing right here. I decide to just make a call, and we hit a queen on the turn, giving us top set. A flush does beat us. There are flushes within this player's range. Not a ton, but they are there. And our opponent now leads out for half pot. I could see made flushes making this play. I could also see big flush draws making this play. I just make a call here, and we hit a 5 of clubs on the turn. Our opponent jams all in. We essentially have the nuts. Full boat, queens over 5s, easy call to make, and we let our opponent bluff away their entire stack on that one. Kind of making up for that last hand, but not really. We should be ahead way more if we could have played that one better, but I think we played this one okay. I'm a little bit hesitant about this call right here. I think I would prefer a raise in this spot to make hands like this pay for that river card, because there's going to be a lot more flush draws and straight draws, big hand draws out there than there are going to be made hands. So I think a raise at this point in the hand would have been a better play than just a call. But we got lucky with that 5 on the river, giving us the boat. And now for the hand of the evening, we have pocket aces playing at the 200 NL table. We are under the gun +2. Full table, mostly regulars, a couple of recreational players. Folds us, and we are open raising to $6, 3x with the pocket aces. And we see a large 3 bet from the player to our left. We've already seen how aggressive this player plays. Everyone else folds. It is now on us. Our opponent has a 0% fold to 4 bet. So we're going to be 4 betting, of course. Make it 50 to go. And our opponent gets the entire stack in. Exactly what we want to see with the pocket aces. We are calling our entire stack right here. I do make the call. It is aces against kings. Such a cooler. 82.64% favorite for a $403 pot. But would you look at that flop? And that is why there's this difference right here. EV way up, net 1 way down. We need an ace in the worst way on the turn or river. 3 doesn't help. We now have more outs to a 5. Can't get there. Losing a giant pot once again. Aces against kings. What a familiar scene these last couple videos. But once again, we got to stay positive. We got to keep our head in there and just keep putting in the volume. You're going to lose these hands, and once in a while you're going to lose them in back-to-back sessions. You're going to lose 2 or 3 in a session possibly. It just happens. But you know that the majority of the time you are going to wind up winning these hands, and we have a proven track record of winning poker, so you cannot let hands like this, sessions like this, 3 or 4 sessions, whatever it is in a row like this, get inside your head, keep playing your game, stay mentally strong, and you can bounce back, and I know we will. And I'm glad you guys get to share in this downswing as well, and we can both learn from it, we can improve because of it, we can become mentally stronger, and it makes those upswings so much more rewarding and more enjoyable, and I know we're gonna have one again soon. So stick around, hit that subscribe button, which is the DK logo right here. Head down to the video description for links to all the poker products that I use, including my HUD, which is Hold'em Manager, and which is also the program that I use to review my poker sessions. The link for that is down in the video description. All the poker playing is done on America's Card Room. There are 2 links below. One is for the VIP program and one is for Rakeback. If you have not signed up, you can use the link for your desired program if you have not signed up yet. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I know you can't enjoy hands like that, but I think there's a positive message in this video, and I hope you guys can learn from it. We will be back soon with a rebound, with that upswing. But until then, I'll see you guys out on the virtual felt.